guys, welcome back to GCSE Maths Attack. Today we're going to look at drawing quadratic graphs by completing the table of values. If this is any of interest, please do watch the video. So without further ado, let's begin. So let's go through the basic. Okay, so we're going to look at how do we even complete the table of values. So the question asks, complete the table of values for the equation of y equals x squared plus 1. So in order for us to complete the table of values, we need to understand what this column means and what this column means. Now this column has an x next to it, which means any number over here is an x. So this will be x equals minus 2, this will be x equals minus 1, this will be x equals 0, this will be x equals 1, and this will be x equals 2, and this one will be x equals 3. Now, how do we use this? All we have to do is grab these numbers and substitute it wherever we see an x. So literally all you're going to do is grab all these x's one by one and stick them inside here until we get a y value. Okay, so literally it's a bit like using an input and output machine. So how would we do that? So we know that the equation is y equals x squared plus 1. We know that the x is equal to minus 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to substitute it inside here. So y is equal to, and I'm going to use a bracket to represent my substitution, minus 2 squared plus 1. Now, minus 2 squared basically means minus 2 times minus 2. And we know that 2 minuses give us a positive. So that would be 4 plus 1, which is equal to 5. So the first one is going to be 5. The next one, we're going to substitute minus 1 into the equation. So x squared plus 1. We're going to substitute minus 1 here. So y is equal to minus 1 squared plus 1. So minus 1 squared we know is minus 1 times minus 1, which is 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. Okay. The next one we know is equal to 0. So we have 0 squared plus 1. 0 squared, which is 0 times 0, plus 1, which is 1. The next one, if we were going to substitute the value, x is equal to 1. So y is equal to 1 squared plus 1. 1 squared is 1 plus 1, which is 2. So the next one is going to be 2. Now the one next to that is going to be 5 and 0. And as you can see, a symmetry is formulated at x equals 0. So there's 2, 2, 5, 5. So as I said, these are our x column and this is our y column. This is x equals minus 2. This is x equals minus 1. This is x equals 0. This is x equals 1. This is x equals 2. And this is x equals 3. And we're going to substitute wherever we see an x over here. So if I was going to do the first one, which is x equals minus 2, I will substitute it over here and over here because I can see x over here and here. So I have y is equal to x squared minus 3x. I've been asked to complete the table of values. So once I'm given the equation, it becomes straightforward. So y is equal to minus 2 squared minus 3 times minus 2. So what I'm literally going to do is minus 2 squared, which is minus 2 times minus 2, which I know is positive 4. Minus 3 times minus 2 is positive 6. And I know 4 plus 6 is 10. So the first one is going to be 10. Y is equal to x squared minus 3x. So y is equal to minus 1 squared minus 3 times minus 1. Y is equal to minus 1 times minus 1, which is 1. Minus 3 times minus 1, which is plus 3. So y is equal to 4. And then the next one, y is equal to 0 squared minus 3 times 0. And I'm just going to put that in. I know that's going to give me a 0. I know that's going to give me 0. So overall, my answer is going to be a 0. I have done x equals minus 2. I've done x equals minus 1. I've done x equals 0. And I have x equals 1 to do. So I will do y is equal to 1 squared minus 3 times 1. I know that 1 squared is 1. Minus 3 times 1 is 3. 1 take away 3 is minus 2. So my next one will be minus 2. My next one would be minus 2 again, and it will be a 0. So I can see that there is a symmetry formulated over here. So guys, have a go at this question. Both of them have asked you to complete the table of values. You have the equation of y equals x squared plus 4x, and then you have the other one of y equals x squared minus 3x plus 5. So pause the video and have a go at this question. Right guys, so let's do the first one. We know that this column is the x column and this is the y, so I can literally put in x over here, 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 just in case I forget in the exam, and I'm just going to substitute it here. Now I'm going to do the first one for you. So y is equal to minus 2 squared plus 4 times minus 2. So minus 2 squared is 4, 4 times minus 2, which is minus 8, 4 take away 8 is minus 4. Right, then the next one would be, so if I was going to do the next question over here, that would be minus 3, and then 0, 5, 12, and 21. So all I had to do was substitute all these values over here, and that's all I've done throughout. Okay, so for the next one, we have y equals x squared minus 3x plus 5. I know that here I have x equals minus 2, x equals minus 1, x equals 0, x equals 1, x equals 2, x equals 3. So y is equal to minus 2 squared minus 3 times minus 2 plus 5. So minus 2 squared, which is 4, minus 3 times minus 2, which is plus 6, and plus 5. 4 plus 6 is 10, 10 plus 5 is 15. Okay, so you will do that throughout the whole x values. You will substitute it into this formula and it will pop out you all the y values. So the next one would be a 9, the next one would be a 5, the next one will be 3, the next one will be 3 again. As you can see, there's a symmetry formulated, so the next one will be 5. And if I was going to ask you for x equals 4, then your answer would have been a 9. So if you've got that correct, please give yourself a tick, one over here and over here. And if you got it wrong, please see where you went wrong. You probably went wrong with your substitution. Also, don't forget, whenever you square a minus, it becomes a positive number. Any negative number, multiply a negative number, will always give you a positive number. Now, you must be wondering, why am I going through table of values? All right. You must be wondering, why do we have to complete the table of values? Well, we use a table of values in order to plot a quadratic graph over here. Now, there's we know that a quadratic graph looks like a U shape or a N shape. Okay. Now, it all looks like a U shape when y is equal to x squared and the x squared coefficient has a positive number. If the x squared coefficient had a negative x squared, then it would formulate a N shape. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly rub that off. And I'm going to complete this table of values. So I'm going to substitute minus 2 over here and over here. So I have the equation of y equals x squared minus 2x plus 2. I'm going to substitute minus 2 here, so minus 2 squared, minus 2 times minus 2 plus 2. So minus 2 squared, we know that's 4, minus 2 times minus 2 is positive 4, plus 2. So 4 add 4, which is 8, 8 plus 2, which is 10. So the first one is going to give us a 10. Now if I was going to do another one, which is x equals minus 1 over here, so remember, these are your x columns. So it will be y equals x squared minus 2x plus 2. X is now equal to minus 1. So in order for me to work out this y value, I have to substitute x equals minus 1. So y is equal to minus 1 squared minus 2 times minus 1 plus 2. So minus 1 squared is 1, positive 2 plus 2. So that gives me a y value of 5. So if I was going to substitute all these x values to get my y coordinates, I would have over here 2, and after I have a 2, I have a 1, and a 2 again, and a 5. So here's my table of values completed. Now, how am I going to plot these points? Well, the first one, if I was going to plot this one, the coordinates of this, so if I was going to write the coordinates of this one over here, it will be minus 2, 10. This coordinate over here would be minus 1 and 5. Now I'm going to draw my x coordinates and I'm going to draw my y coordinates. So if I just quickly go in. So as I can see, I'm going to put a 0 here, and I know that it goes from -2 to 3, so I'm going to put -1 over here, I'm going to put -2 over here, and I'm going to put -3 over here. And I will put -4 over here, and -5 over here. So I'm going to use 2 boxes to represent 1. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, and this is 5. The next one, I'm going to go up. So first I'm going to count how many boxes are there. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I guess, if we use this one over here. So I can use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, and -7. So I'm going to plot my points over here. So I'm going to use a blue colour. The first one is -2, and it is 10, so it's over here. The next one, so I'm just going to tick it off as I go along, so I'll just use a black pen. So I'll tick that one off. The next one is -1, 5. So here's -1, and here is 5. The next one is 0, 2. So 0, 2. The next one is a 1, 1. The next one is 2, 2. The next one is 3, 5. The next one, if I was going to do the next one, as I can see there's a symmetry formulated, would actually be 10. Now I'm going to draw my U-shaped graph. So here is my parabola, and it should be a smooth curve, so a smooth curve. Okay, now another thing I've noticed in the exam, obviously mine's got a little bit of bumps here, but yours is going to be literally a smooth curve that looks like that and goes through all the points. Another question that they do pop out is, could you estimate the, so they would ask you to estimate the x value when y is equal to 5. So you literally draw a graph of y equals 5, and that's a straight line graph, as you can see. So a straight line, and you can see that it actually touches at 2 points. Here's one of them, and here's another. So what you're going to do is read it off. You've got -1, and you have 3 over here. So when y is equal to 5, x is equal to -1, or x is equal to 3. Okay guys, so pause the video and have a go at this question. This question asks you to complete the table of values for the equation of 4x squared plus y equals 20. So pause the video and have a go. So as we can see, we've given 4x squared plus y equals 20, and we've been asked to complete the table of values. Now the first thing I need to do is remove this 4x squared so that I can make this equation of this quadratic graph in terms of y. So I'm going to remove this section over here, and because there's a positive, I'm going to make it a minus. So I'm going to minus 4x squared on both sides. So I have y is equal to 20 minus 4x squared. Okay, so now that I have this, I can use this equation to literally work this one out. Okay, so now that I have rearranged my formula, I can now complete the table of values. So it's quite straightforward from here. So I can see that this is the x row and this is the y row. This is x equals -2, this is x equals -1, this is 0, and so on. So if this is x equals -2, I'm going to put it over here. So y is equal to 20 minus 4 times -2 squared. Y is equal to 20, and I have -4, 2 squared, -2 squared is +4. I have y equals 20 4 times 4 is 16, and I know that 20 take away 16 is a positive 4. So the first one is going to be 4, and you will do the same thing again and again. So you will substitute x equals minus 1 over here, and you will get 16, the next one 20, the next one 16 again, the next one 4, and the next one minus 16. Now you've been asked to complete the table of values, and part 2 of the exam would be to sketch the graph. Okay, so I'm going to put 0 over here, and I know that the x value, so I know this is my x coordinate, x-axis, and this is my y-axis. I am going to write minus, I'm going to draw the coordinates over here. So this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I know it doesn't go up to 5, I'm just going to put it in there. This is minus 1, this is minus 2, this is minus 3, and this one will be minus 4, this one will be minus 5. Now if I look at my y coordinates, the smallest value is 4 and the biggest value is 20. So what I can do is use 2 boxes to represent 4. So that'll be 4, this will be 8, this will be 12, this one will be 16, and this one over here can be 20. So if I was going to redo that at the bottom, this one would be minus 4, this one would be minus 8, this one minus 12, and this one minus 16. So what I'm going to do is sketch the graph. So the first one is minus 2, 4, so minus 2 and 4. The next one would be minus 1, 16. The next one would be 0, 20. The next one would be 1, 16. The next one would be 2, 4. The next one would be 3, minus 16, which is literally here. Okay, so I've been told to sketch this graph, so I'm going to draw a smooth curve over all these points. Okay, so as you can see, here's my parabola. Obviously, it's not a smooth curve, but it will produce a N shape. So if I was going to put my line of symmetry in the middle of the y-axis, I could see that a parabola should be formulated. So if I was going to redraw this, so if I was going to draw this out, you can see there will be a symmetry drawn. Yours will look like a smooth curve that will look like something like this. This is the best I can do. Please note in the exam, again, yours will be a smooth curve. It's just that it's a bit difficult for me to draw that over here. So I'll just get a rubber and rub that part off. So yes, this is how you complete the table of values and draw a quadratic graph.